up, everybody? It's your girl, LaRhonda Marie, and this is Under Construction with LaRhonda Marie. I am so excited about today's show. Look, guys, I reached out, and he said yes, and I couldn't be more pleased. If you are around 50 and under, if you are 50 and under, you probably know exactly who this is. Uh, Omar Tyree was somebody that me and my homegirls we read. If you wasn't reading, let's see, Elin Harris, Omar Tyree, uh, Eric Jerome. If you wasn't Terry McMillan, this is what we were doing back in the 90s. I know the kids nowadays don't read as much. We actually went to the bookstore, picked the book up, bought it, and we read the book, and then we would have book parties. We would have book parties where we would discuss the book. So me and my homegirls know exactly who this is. When my producer said reach out, I was like, are you serious? I was thinking this was somebody that was using his name as far as trying to try to get popularity. She's like, no, that's him. That's Omar Tyree. So I'm excited about the show today, and hopefully he can get on. I don't see him as of yet, but I did tell him I would give him a few minutes so that I could take care of some housekeeping items. During the broadcast, you can support my page by sending stars, a digital gift that helps me earn money. We will use our stars to hire more journalists and content creators while supporting Black-owned businesses, hoping to create an ecosystem that brings about success for all involved. If you find value in the content, send your stars today and tell a friend about our page. Thank you, Crime Boss. What's good? DeBrasia, how you doing? All the way from Atlanta. I just got back from Atlanta. I love your city. Kenya, thank you so much. Guys, please go ahead and share this conversation, because if you guys have questions for Omar, this is the time to get them. You guys are just as important as my special guest. If you have any questions, I know I can't think of everything. I have someone that helps me out with some questions. Nicole can't think of everything. So if you have some questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. And if we have enough time, we'll get to them, and I'll try my best to get to them. Go ahead and let me know where you're from. Let me know how you're doing today. It's Thursday. And one more day to this week. It's one more day to this week. Let me check and see if Omar is reaching out to me, because let's see. Okay, I'm dealing with an old head, so he is having trouble getting on. So hold on just a second. Okay, so I'm just gonna take care of some housekeeping items while he is trying to get on. It says I have no upcoming broadcast. Interesting. Bear with me for just a moment, you guys. I want to make sure I gave him the right link. Yes, I did. I'm gonna try to do it my way. Interesting. I'm probably gonna call him on the phone, because he did give me his number, and I'm gonna try to walk him through this, see if he can get online. Omar, let me see. Okay. And while I am trying to get him on, I'm going to go ahead and just take care of a few housekeeping items. I'll be just right back. This is just going to give you some information on Swag Her Magazine. If you're a boss lady, if you are a woman of color, and if you want to expand your brand, uh, jog on over to Swag Her Magazine. It's the place for you. Hold on, I got Omar on the line. Hold on just a second, guys. I'll be right back.
Swag Her Magazine is an empowerment and lifestyle publication for Black women who like to be real with themselves and in business. The magazine also offers public relations services and visibility coaching for Black women led businesses, coaches, authors, and girl bosses so that they receive more exposure and grow their brands. To learn more about Swag Her Magazine, please visit www.swagher.net. That's www.swagher.net. Check our swag. We're more than a mag.
I know I sent you the right link. I'll send it to you again. Hold on just a second. Guys, bear with me for just a moment. We are having some technical difficulties, so bear with me for just a moment. I'm going to send it to you again, Omar. Let's see. Are you doing it from your phone or from your laptop? Do you have a laptop? Do you have a laptop that you can do it on? Oh, yeah, it's a camera. So it says if you have a laptop or desktop, then you join on your phone. Well, it says you can join on your phone. If you don't have a laptop, you can join on your phone. You must have to download the StreamYard application. Does it give you an option to put in like a link anywhere? You can copy and paste a link. Oh no, but I haven't. Let me send it again. I'm sending it now. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. We're still trying to get Omar on, so bear with me for just a moment. See if I can put something else up. Hold on.
Swag Her Magazine is an empowerment and lifestyle publication for Black women who like to be real with themselves and in business. The magazine also offers public relations services and visibility coaching for Black women led businesses, coaches, authors, and girl bosses so that they receive more exposure and grow their brands. To learn more about Swag Her Magazine, please visit www.swagher.net. That's www.swagher.net. Check our swag. We're more than a mag.
All right, guys. So we are still having technical difficulties, but you know what? We're just gonna go ahead and go on with it. If you don't mind, we'll just do it over the phone if that's okay. Yeah. Hey, can y'all hear him? Y'all let me know in the comments. All right, you got join me on StreamYard. It just came through. Let me see what happens here. Okay. Okay, entering the studio. Now that looks different from what I had before. All right. Allow mic access. Allow. Oh, here I go. Look at God. You know what? You got me. You did. So you did that link didn't work from the Instagram Well, I had emailed that earlier, but we good. As long as you coming in, I don't see you yet, but he's on his way, guys.
All right, I gotta unmute my mic, right?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you on my phone, but I don't see you as of yet. Hello, Brittany. We are almost, be patient with us. We are almost ready. You guys, please make sure if you have questions for Omar, let me know those in the comments. That way I can add them to the ones that I already have for him.
It sounds like you're far away on a speakerphone. Huh?
I mean, I'm on a speakerphone.
Okay.
Yes.
You're coming closer and far away, closer and far away.
Let's see. Is it letting you in?
You're asking me or somebody else on the line?
You. I'm asking you.
What did you ask me?
Are you? I don't see you on the. I don't see you on screen as of yet. You said you were entering the studio.
I'm looking at myself on screen. Let me see. Let me see the cam. All right. Let me. Now you made me disappear now. Yeah, I'm on my screen. I don't know what screen I need to be on for you, but I'm looking at myself.
This is weird. Okay. Yeah, it should have sent you into the studio, that the same studio that I am in. I'm gonna
All right, what about now?
No, you're not there.
Okay, well I'm looking right at myself, so I don't know what I need to be on.
He said I'm looking at myself. Okay. We are just going to move forward because obviously we can't be on the same screen. It's okay. I did want to see your face though. I did, but I'll be okay. I'll just have to invite you back on just live on Instagram, and maybe that'll be easier for you because that's from my phone too. So my apologies. I'm not sure what's going on. This has never happened before, so I'm not sure what's going on. But we do have a time frame, so I'm going, and I know you probably are a busy man, so I'm just going to go ahead and go on with the interview. Guys, let me know if you can hear him. I'm going to sit my phone up a little bit so everybody can hear Omar. Omar, go ahead and just introduce yourself just a little bit.
All right, Omar Tyree, old head Philadelphian. Started writing books a long time ago. Now I'm trying to slide into music and film and television, and it's a hard game getting in those new joints. But that's what has to happen this year, particularly the film thing. Television is a little hard because you got to get the acceptance of multiple episodes, and then music I should be able to slide in there once I got the right folks who have the ties to those music places. But yeah, it's a difficult task, but that's what I'm working on with Hot Lava Entertainment. You can go to the website, see all the things that we're working on over there. So this is the year to make a lot of things happen. 2023.
Hot Lava Entertainment. And so that's where you pretty much are fueling everything through, is through Hot Lava Entertainment. So it's not a record. Is it a record label also? Is it what exactly is Hot Lava Entertainment?
Yeah, it's like old Warner Brothers, where it's a record label, movie theater, or not movie theater, but movie production facility, and then books, of course, I write, and then it also has television that I'm trying to get into. So it's just like the old Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers used to have everything. Now they got television, movies, of course, and music, but they gave up the books, which is now Grand Central Publishing. So Warner Brothers sold their books. They used to have Warner Books. So yeah, Hot Lava is doing all three. I'm not publishing books, but I am writing books.
Okay. All right. And so I'm happy to I happen to be, I was saying at the beginning of the broadcast that I'm one of your fans. Like, I literally thought somebody was using your name when my producer said, "Hey, reach out to Omar Tyree." And I literally thought it was someone else that was using your name because you responded. I was like, oh my God, he responded. So I am actually a person that read your books. Me and my girls back in the day, I'm class of 19. I graduated in high school in 94. So, around 98, 97, 98, somewhere in there, we were just we were just reading and we were having book clubs. And your books were always yours, of course. Elin Harris, I remember him, Eric Jerome. Uh, they're no longer with us. You're the last man standing. So how is it feeling being out here? Because it's a different world when it comes to literature, period. We just don't go to bookstores anymore and get our books signed by authors. And so I know you want to discuss the music, and we're going to get to the music, but everybody is wanting to know about what's going on with you as far as books. Are you going to continue writing books, or you're just moving straight over into just screenplays and film?
Yeah, I got a new book deal with Kensington Defina. I got a book I'm working on right now called Control, but they're not going to put it out until June of 2024. So it's a long process. I wanted to finish this thing and get it out by October. But when they had that established date of June 24, I said, well, hell, what's the rush? So
Right.
I'm working on that right now. But yeah, I'm coming back into the book world basically to try and have new content that I can stabilize, you know what I mean, the audience with as you continue trying to push for film. But even the new books I'm writing, they're all about film ideas. That book Control was a film idea. If I could get Gabrielle Union involved in it, that's the person that would star in that lead role. But yeah, like all the books I'm writing now were all film ideas.
Wow. Okay, so I mean, and that's forward thinking. I just think that you are thinking in advance. Yeah, of course, your books are your milk, your bread and butter. But if you can expand out to film, that would be awesome. That I, so you said Control is the film that you're trying to get to film first.
No, that's the book.
That's the book.
Book/film. Yeah, what I said is every book I'm writing is a film idea. But Control, I haven't even written the book yet. I'm halfway through it. So,
wow.
And they're not going to put it out until 2024. So it's not going to be a film for a while. I was trying to get it out this year, but, the publishers have their own, schedules on when they're putting stuff out. So it's not going to make it for this year. So 2024 of June next year, that looks like you're not going to have a film until 2025 then, you know what I mean? So I got other ideas that I'm going to jump in front of that for film. But yeah, I'm getting back into the book world to stabilize, the content and continue having stuff that comes out regardless. Because when you're trying to do films and you don't get financing for it, it just sits there.
Right.
Whereas with a book, when you finish a book and you have a publisher, you know what's coming out.
Right.
But now that, it's the first book in years, they have a schedule for next year in June. So that's a long time.
That is a long time. Now, do you ever work on 2 or 3 different stories at the same time, or do you wait for one is over and then go to another story?
Yeah, I can do multiple stories. It depends on, if I have deals on multiple stories at the same time. So right now I've been working on other people's books, screenplay stuff, and Control. So yeah, I've been doing that over the last 4 or 5 months, working on several things.
Awesome. Well, growing up, you used to watch a lot of movies and retell scenes for your uncles. I've been watching your YouTube page, Uncles Monty and Andre. Do you remember any of the scenes you used to retell?
Say that again.
I said, growing up, you used to watch a lot of movies and retell the scenes for your uncles, Monty and Andre. Do you remember any of the scenes you would retell?
As a grown up, or you mean like as a young buck?
I said growing up.
Oh, growing up.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, that's actually my Uncle Monte is calling me right now, so I'm gonna have to call him back later. Yeah, Monte is out of, like the French name, Monte and Andre.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so my grandmother was into whole French and Spanish. They had Uncle Jose and then Uncle Joe. And then I had Aunt Regina and Rochelle, my mother Renee. So she was really into the French names, huh?
So your family was inspiration as far as while you're in entertainment? Was it just something that...
No, they wasn't no inspiration. We just love movies, but I can't really call it inspiration because none of the rest of them started writing their own stuff. I was the one that was gifted as a storyteller. You know what I mean? And once I understood I had that, I started writing. But Yeah, I wouldn't say that the family was inspiration, but it's experience. We all love movies, but you could be from any family that loves movies. That don't necessarily mean that you're going to start doing them and writing them yourself. Now, but people always talk about inspiration. I was inspired by it. No, I wasn't. We went to the movies all the time, but that don't mean I'm going to start writing my own movies.
Right.
The rest of my family just continues to watch. They're not writing stuff.
What gave you the idea? What made you start feeling like you wanted to move into film and music?
Well, books right now for Black people, it's always been a challenge to get us to read anyway. And then once the social media stuff started, books fell down again. And then all the bookstores started closing up, like year 2009. A lot of the chain stores started closing up.
Yeah.
And so books got pushed behind again. And then I knew for a long time that, these are ideas that I can see as films anyway. I'm a film dude anyway. So it's like, all right, let's get over to the films. And that's when it got hard because, the films are hard to make because the people that have the financing, they try to control everything and they doubt everything. And so, a book like Fly Girl is a no-brainer at this point. Leslie, I got a lot of content but when you got to go to other people and get that money, they don't feel as confident as we feel about it. So It's hard to get there. And then they finance stuff from friends. It's like, you finance that instead of my movie? Like, what the hell? But that's what happens. And people talk about relationships all the time. And so if you don't have those relationships with the people with the money, sometimes it don't happen.
I get that. Yeah. Let's switch over to your music side. Now, I know it seems like music has always been in your heart. How long have you been doing music, though, and putting it out, putting actual material?
I think I started going to the studio in 94.
Oh, really?
So that's almost 30 years now.
Really? 30 years? Yeah. And so do you produce your own beats and write?
Sometimes, but for the most part, no. I may only produce like 5% of the beats, 95% of the beats that I hear from other people that I snatched up. But yeah, music, you got to be all in to do all the right stuff. So right now, I can say I spent a lot of money on music as a hobby. I still haven't gotten in it the right way, and then I got a lot of productions I'm trying to do with other people. And a lot of times, if you don't have that in route, you're not making money off of it. So I got a lot of hot stuff, but it's like now I want to go ahead and do music soundtracks to the films to make sure I can get it heard and make money off of it. So you got to figure out how to get in there with that music thing.
Wow, that's actually genius. I mean, if you can really get it all together, just synergy, you could get that all together like that. Because music, film, music, film, and books. That's
television.
that's
live events. I did live events last year too.
I was gonna talk to you about the flow events that you're having. It looks like you. So do you have the same artists that travel with you to different events?
No. If you got an artist that's already in Chicago, you just call them up in Chicago. You're not going to travel with you. Some of them will, but not for the most part. If you're close by, but you typically want to do events where the people are. When I did Charlotte, it was all Charlotte artists. When I did South Carolina, it was all South Carolina artists. And then Maryland, Philadelphia, I brought a couple Philadelphians down, some DC people. So if they're in the area, but you're not really traveling around the country, we didn't have it like that yet. You know what I mean? If you get money and sponsorships and promotion people behind it on the capital side, you can do that. But I wasn't ready for that yet. We had just started the flow last year. But now we have Howard University locked down for homecoming every year, so that's going to be fun to keep doing.
And that's your alma mater, correct?
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's out.
Yeah, I also went to Pitt for 2 years. Big East Pitt Panthers.
Now, when I was looking at the flow, it looks like it's a showcase. Are these any of your artists that you are actually working with Hot Lava Entertainment? Any of these?
What would you call a showcase? What's a showcase?
Well, a showcase to me is where there's different artists that are coming in and they're showcasing their talent. They're not signed by anyone. So I didn't know if you were like. Okay. I didn't know if you were like, I used to do music as well. And so I used to, go and do different showcases where people could see me. So I was trying to see what's the goal of the flow? Because I love it. Like it looks like the vibe is just, you're on the East Coast. I wish you was on this side. I'm in Oklahoma City. But the vibe looks so good. It's a couple of those artists in there that I was like, I'm gonna have to look up. But for some reason it was seeming like I was seeing a few, like I think his name was it was a poet named no, it started with a C.
I mean, you talking about the Baltimore poet?
Yeah. Testimony. That's him.
Okay. Yeah, he's out of Baltimore.
Okay. It just seemed maybe I was watching the same. No, I wasn't watching the same show. And then it was a female on there also. I got my notes.
She was a poet.
I didn't know if she was a poet or a rapper, because it seemed like she was doing a little bit of, like she was rapping, sing. It was like a rapping, singing. I kind of liked her vibe too. I didn't know if
Shay Moet.
That's it.
Yeah.
I didn't know if these were people that you had added to. Like I said, I was thinking that Hot Lava was a label also, and so I didn't know if you were trying to help promote. These are your artists.
Some of the people I'm working with, but then other people you just put them on there to fill out the show. You know what I mean? Because let's say I only have 3 people in one area. I'm not going to do a show with just 3 people.
Right.
You know, so then I'll invite other people who are in that area who may not be a part of what I'm doing, but they have talent and they got, you know, songs and performances. So you put them on there to fill out a show. So you can get like, you know, 8, 9, and 10 people for a whole show, if not more.
Gotcha. Yep. So you transitioned to writing into music, film, and television stories. Now, tell us about the lure of young women in 2006.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I was trying to, you know, muscle my way into filmmaking. So I did that all improv because I was nervous about people reading the screenplay if they didn't have time to study the screenplay and learn all the words and stuff. They had a job and I couldn't pay them. So that was all, you know, back end capital if we made any money off of it. But I was trying to force myself into the film world back then. We did the film and we did a premiere in Charlotte. And then I had some partners that, you know, wanted to do bigger films with the whole Hollywood thing. So I stopped doing it, but I actually should have kept on my own films back then, because you know, I could have been like, you know, the Will Packer, you know what I mean? Because I was already doing events. We made money in Charlotte. I could have took it to Philly, Baltimore, DC, and kept doing it, you know. So I pulled it off, but I'm gonna put that back out, re-edit it. But yeah, that was an easy improv idea about a producer who was looking for a female muse to work with in films. And in the interview process, he kept getting involved with, you know, these young women that, you know what I mean, was sexy and what they call it, inspirational or aspiring, you know what I mean? And so that was the whole deal, the lure of young women. You can get in trouble with them. And of course, they have that whole Me Too movement that popped out. So, you know, and that was years later. We did that in 2006. But yeah, whenever you're a powerful man and you're dealing with young, aspiring women, that's the option that's available. So, you know, when guys were like looking at the film now, they're like, hey, you can't put that film out now. The Me Too movement is, you know, so now you can't even do a film. But I'm like, nah, it's a film, dude. You got to talk about things that, you know, are valid. And that's a valid point. You know, a dude that has power getting involved with young women that he's trying to work with. I mean, that's normal life. You know, whether it's a Me Too movement or not, you can still deal with it in a film.
Right.
You know, so I'm going to put that back out. We're going to re-edit it. And yeah, that's one of the projects that we did way back in the day that I could have kept doing, but I had other partners that, you know, they were spending money to try and push me out in the Hollywood vehicle. But if you can take it back to that, I would have kept doing my own films and my own stuff, and maybe I'd be in the position right now like Tyler Perry's in and Will Packer's in.
What about monologues? That's the newest.
Yeah, monologues. We actually wanted to do a tour with that, but that came out in the year of COVID. And it shut down our tour. I had a venue set up in New York and Philadelphia, and I had set them up in March. And of course, they shut down the country in March.
Yeah.
And I was going to do the tour in April and May, and it shut down the whole country. And so then I put it on Amazon Prime. And for the most part, when you're doing streaming, the streamers are the ones making all the money. You got to have like 1 million people to, you know what I mean? So it's like, man, you know, I didn't really want to stream. I wanted to do a tour where I'm getting ticket sales with people watching. You know what I mean? That's where theatrical, you're getting the ticket sales. So, you know, I still believe in that because the streaming thing, the companies that stream are making the money.
Right. Wow, that was just bad timing. Goodness. So that's so how have with COVID and how what have you been doing to maintain? What have you been doing on the back end? Because we haven't seen any new books. What have you been doing since the last time we heard from you?
Well, I do a whole lot of writing with other individuals, bringing books out and whatnot, consulting and that kind of thing. So, and then I still have royalties from the books that I already had. So I'm still active. I'm still a hustler.
God is good. That's awesome. So when you do go this new the control, is it going to be just totally different from what we've ever seen from you? Is it going?
You know what? Your people kill me with that. Name 2 books of mine that were the same.
Well, none of them are the same.
Yeah, because people say that, I'm like, every book I've written is a different vibe, a different feel, a different character, different cities. Even when I did the Fly Girl trilogy, each book was different from a different perspective. So yeah,
I can agree with you. I can agree with you on that.
I would get bored trying to write people that write series with the same characters, the same. I never done that. So yeah, Control was a new book. It's a psychological thriller. You know what I mean? So I'm going to that, but that don't mean the next book is going to be another psychological thriller. So it just depends on what I'm feeling. But right now, everybody wants more control of their lives, and I wanted to come up with an idea that fit that, and then base it in Atlanta because Atlanta is like the new, music and film and television world for Black people. It's like the new Hollywood, as they call it, but it's also the new music industry place too. So I put it in Atlanta, and then I had people in the book who are in those industries, and everybody's battling for control. When it gets, out of hand, it becomes fatal. So it's a psychological thriller, movie idea again with Gabrielle Union as my wish list to play that role, and maybe I could even try to get her to do the audio book. But yeah, it's a psychological thriller. But every book I've done is different. That's what keeps me. I'm not going to write something that bores me. I wouldn't be able to do it. So I'm always going to write something that challenges me and something that is fun and new to me. It's called a novel. A novel means new ideas. So that's what I've always done.
Oh, I love your swag. You just be really running your mouth. Well, I really, really appreciate you taking the time to come and just have a conversation with me and let me know what's going on. I do want to have you back on so we can have your face. so we can see your face. All my people was ready to see Mr. Omar. So
they can still see me and follow me at only one Omar Tyree. You know what I mean, on the Instagram.
That's right.
I still need followers, so,
yes.
Knock on wood, I've been able to keep a pretty young look as an old guy now,
yes.
You know what I mean? So that's hereditary. My mom and pop look young, so, and then when you're a hustler, your body kind of responds to that. And so, yeah, we not the ones who get sick and old looking and, we ready to get it.
Right.
Sometimes, have you ever seen Smokey Robinson?
Yeah.
He was like 80-something.
Smooth,
right? He looks like a vampire.
Yeah.
He looks like he's still 50-something, right?
He's smooth. That's right. That's right.
So hustlers, our bodies continue to hustle, and it's crazy how some people, when they've been hustlers and then they retire, it's like their body, like kind of regress like crazy after you retire. So it's actually like a good thing to stay active in life.
I was going to ask you this before I let you go. I thought I seen in one of your I'm calling it a showcase, and I apologize. One of the flow. Was it your son that was rapping?
Yeah, Griotnoy, GRIOTNOY. He has an Instagram page as well, So yeah, he got crazy skills. So I'm gonna try to help him out, push him through. So yeah,
he was
one
flowing.
Of the people that I'm gonna work with, definitely.
Yeah, he was flowing.
That's my youngest son.
Yeah, he was flowing. I was like, okay, I think I heard him say that was his kid. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, one of the things I wanted to do with the flow. Now we got a whole lot of what they call studio artists that they do a bunch of punch-ins, so they can't really finish a song. They go in there and do a part of the song and a part of the song and a part, and then put it all together like Frankenstein. So I'm like, man, that's corny. Like, can you perform a whole song? Like, so the flow, you performing live, you can't stop and stop. No, fans like, hey, what are you doing? You got to be able to flow through it.
Right.
So when you bring up my son, Yeah, that's what he does. He can finish whole songs, at a time, and then he knows how to breathe. Some of these people that punch in all the time, they don't know how to breathe, so they run out of breath in the middle of a performance, which is ridiculous,
right.
So, yeah, that's one of the things that you'll see with the flow, people that can really perform.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I think I watched I think it was like 4 or 5 of them that I watched, and all of them. I work out during the in the morning, so anytime I can use good music to work out to, and I don't stop and it don't make me look at the time, that means it's good music. Those 2 artists that I had named at the beginning, we were talking about at the beginning, I really did enjoy their. They have everybody. You have a Philly. I guess a Philly, like a Philly style flow to yours also. But I like your.
We got a Philly style. There's such thing as a Philly style, really.
You didn't know y'all had a Philly style.
My voice tone, my accent.
Yes, just the whole.
It's Philly different from Chicago. Well, yeah, y'all music is different with the whole drill music stuff they do out there, But with poetry, you think poetry is different? Like,
no, I don't think poetry is well, no, I mean there's different types of poetry, but so the poetry can be different. But what I was seeing on your shows, they looked pretty similar to each other. You had said something that made me think of something else to ask you. Dang it.
We were talking about performing live, being able to breathe. My son being a performer that can breathe, and he ran track too, so he run track is breathing, breath control, and so now it's crazy. You get all these artists.
It's about showmanship too. Like you gotta, a couple of people can be just really boring on stage, but it also has to do with stage presence, yes, breathing, and the content that you're putting out. What are you saying? A lot of times today, a lot of artists are not saying too much of anything. I'm from the 90s. Grew up with 70s, 80s, and 90s music, and so we had something to say, and a lot of times they're not saying too much.
These kids keep saying that the kids don't want you saying nothing, like they're not interested. So a lot of times it's the audience.
Why they're so sensitive.
We start talking about how come if the audience don't want even the timing of songs now. They got 2-minute songs. They got songs where they just do one verse.
When we start asking,
like,
right,
that's a song.
Right.
You do the hook 4 times, like what the heck? But that's what these kids are doing now. And
that's
they
right.
That a song.
Yeah, and you know what? And they become one hit wonders. And for those of us that have worked hard, it's very demotivating. It can be very demotivating sometimes. But we still have to also modernize ourselves so that so the young people will listen. So it's just about finding that balance, that medium. I no longer hop on a stage, but anytime you might need lyrics writing, send me a track, I got you, and so but I'm totally out of the music on stage. So kudos to you that you are continually wanting and trying to push your music, because it actually is good, and it was older music that I'm listening to of yours. So no telling what you have in your head right now. You're a very creative man. I can see that, and you don't mind pushing yourself. And so I can appreciate that. I'm honored to be in this conversation with you, because like I said, I was one of your fans back in the day.
So the word fan, I like the word supporter more than because the fan is based off fanatic, and I don't like to think of people as being fanatics. It's people that support good stuff.
That's it.
Like, I like your stuff. I support what you're doing.
I support it.
Like, whenever I hear that word fans, because sometimes people be like, oh, it's fans, like something's wrong with you for being a supporter of somebody's artistic work. And so I've always liked that word support, because it takes out that whole fanatic sound of you're fans, like something's wrong with them. I'm fanning out, so I've always been like leery that word. And it's cool, you can use the word fan, but I like that word support. I support what you're doing. I like what you're doing.
I like what you're doing. I support what you're doing.
People beat down the word fans,
I got you.
I remember one time I had a review in Essence magazine, and the reviewer, the editor, I don't know if he had a beef with me or whatever, but he was like, "Yeah, the Omar Tyree fans like anything he put," and I was like, "Okay, here we go." You know what I mean? Like, they're my fans. Like, they can't just be readers who are reading good stuff. But they gotta be my fans. Like something's wrong with them. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's just Omar's fan. And that's what people do now. Like, I'm pro this and pro that. I'm, pro Omar. I'm pro Sister Soldier. It's ridiculous. I'm like, yo, just love good work. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you. So I am
team this and team that, right? It's the whole social media thing. I team so-and-so, and then they diss the other people. I'm like, come on, man. This ain't football and basketball. This is human stuff. It's all the same culture.
That's what's up. You're so right. And you know what? I'm going to continue to support you. And now that I know where you are, because like I said, I didn't know what happened to Omar Tyree. So, but I'm in Oklahoma City. So you may be doing stuff on your side.
It happened to a lot of us. You know what I mean? People stop reading. Because it was hard to even get interviews now with books. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not doing crazy stuff on social media, nobody cares. And so a lot of times when you put books out now, you're not going to know because I don't have a way of getting to you. So fortunately, you're able to catch me on Instagram and only one Omar Tyree and catch what I was doing because it's hard to get publicity now. So I'm trying to set up a tour with a sponsor next June, and I have to wait that long to do it, because I'm going to have something set up next year. You know what I mean? So now I got to wait.
So you're going to go back to the old school, just going on tour with your books, and so signing your book signings and all of that?
And I'll be the only one doing it because the publisher told me they don't even do book tours and stuff like that, because we can't compete with the social media people.
Right.
The drama people, the shade room people, we can't compete with them. So it's like, you're going to go on tour and nobody knows you're there.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know you were in my city. You're in my city? Really? How come you didn't tell me? Because all the social media people were in the way and you were paying attention to them and I couldn't get past their noise.
Right. The only time I think I usually see my the authors is usually at the Essence Festival. Like, I can usually go to those tables.
Well, even that we used to be a prominent part of that.
Y'all did.
Find the book people.
Y'all did. But that last time I went, you're right. I could not. It was not there. I think the last time I went was like 2019.
Yes. In the green room.
Yes.
And then we come off stage and have like a line of 100 people.
Yes.
They don't do that now.
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. I think the last person I got my book signed by was Zane, and I think that was in 2010. And
that's what, 13 years ago.
Right. That was like 13 years ago. And so the last time I went to the Essence was 2019. And you're right, it was not, you had entertainment, you had, gospel, you had R&B, you had hip hop, music, and film and movies there that was that everybody was showcasing and we were getting autographs for. So it is a big difference. It definitely is a big difference. Even how I purchase my books, it's different. I do everything by Amazon, where we used to go into Barnes and Nobles and pick up a book and hopefully get it signed, so it is a very different world, but I can see you making your way through and making your light shine, just, in this new 2023 way. And I can't wait to see what happens. And I will definitely be following you. So again, I wanted to just say thank you for taking the time to come, and hopefully you'll be no problem. And hopefully you can become a friend.
And all the listeners, you can follow me on Instagram. Only one, Omar Tyree, and follow me because you need followers. Because if they don't think we have any people that support anything we do now,
right?
It is crazy, right? I got 9,000 followers, but I sold 3 million books. That's crazy.
That is crazy. That is that is crazy. I do have all of your contact information going at the bottom of my screen. So anybody that's watching, they have all your information, your Instagram, your Twitter. your YouTube, your email. I have all your contact information, everything that was on your website. So I got it there. And so they can play it back and see it roll across the screen. And then it'll also be in the notes of everything. So again, thank you so much for being a part of the show. I'm probably going to reach out to you in a couple of more months.
And I should have some busy news in a couple more months. We're working on some stuff right now.
That's what I like to hear, King. And again, if you got a track, you need some lyrics, holler at your girl, send it my way. I got you. Okay?
All right, thank you.
All right. All right. You have a blessed evening. God bless.
You too.
Thank you.
Get some rest.
Get you some. Bye.
Yeah. All right now.
Guys, I am so sorry about the technical difficulties that we was not able to see his awesome looking face. I've been looking at it all day. And so I was ready. That's probably why it happened that way. Laura was like, So I wanted to say thank you again to my special guest, Omar Tyree. He is still doing his thing. As you can see, he's moving over into film and into music. Feel free to give me any questions you may have. I'm going to continue to keep reaching out to Omar. That's about to be my new buddy. So if you have any questions that I need to get to him, let me know. Guys, again, next week, we have another wonderful show. I have JB. JB is a Emmy Award winning hip hop artist. He's Oklahoma City's own Huey P. Newton is what I call. That's my nickname for him. Anyway, he will be my guest. He's closing out January, and we're going to talk about his journey. We're going to talk about his work with the Julius Jones, what's going on with the Julius Jones case, what's going on in his music, what's going on in Oklahoma City education. We're gonna discuss a lot of local Oklahoma City things, but so I can't wait for that interview. You guys tune in next Thursday at 7 p.m. Central. Again, thank you for being here. Under Construction with LaRhonda Marie. LaRhonda Marie out. Y'all have a blessed evening.